Ewing, who can be very turnover prone, to pick him up and lay him down. Easy walking call.
Scottie Pippen handling. Brown and Jordan in the backcourt. Pippen, Rodman, Weddington up front. Brown shaking off Ward, got the step. And Rodman able to counter that rebound.
2 minutes.
Just under 2 minutes to go in this first quarter. Pippen off the fake. And it brings the whistle. For Nolan Fine, the foul is called on the Knicks. It is on Ward, his first.
Well, Dennis Rodman always around the basket, always relentlessly going after the basketball, many times just trying to tip it away from harm's way or the opponent and try to tip it for himself. And there was that bowling pass to Scottie Pippen that was mishandled. And believe it or not, Charles Oakley working very hard to keep his body on Dennis Rodman, and he did, but Dennis Rodman just finds a way and finds an opening to just get a hand on the ball and keep it alive, and that time he secures his second offensive rebound. But this has to be a lot of fun for the Bulls right now, facing this kind of defense, and it is very good defense being played by the Knicks right now as far as playing off the dribble, bumping cutters, because I'm sure the Bulls don't see this night in, night out.
Now some pressure on the ball. Pippen hanging back. They look to double up on Ward. Bulls will go with the pressure sporadically. Buck Williams is just checked in. Buck Williams has provided a lift for the Knicks right throughout the season. 22nd timeout is taken by Phil Jackson. Minute 34 to go in this first quarter, and obviously Phil is upset. Bulls lead by 2.
Well, Phil very unhappy with Randy Brown on this particular play. He felt that Randy wasn't aware of what kind of defense they were in after that free throw situation. And when you break down defensively that far away from the basket and then one pass over the top, now you have what in effect is a 2-on-1 fast break situation. A nice bounce pass for Buck to finish the play.
The Bulls started out by hitting their first 4 shots, 3 by Jordan, 1 by Longley, but since then 4 of 13 from the field, and the Bulls now lead 18-16. Bulls at one stretch led by 9. They're up 14-5. Steve Kerr has come on, replacing Michael Jordan. Pippen being played by Buck Williams. Weddington. Rebound handled by Ward. Charlie Ward, an excellent rebounder for his height and position. Nice pass by Ward. And Buck Williams with his second straight successful drive, and he's tied the game at 18.
Well, Rodman lingered in the backcourt to try to pick up a steal on Charlie Ward. Charlie took advantage of it to keep his head up and find the open man.
Pippen eluding 2 Knicks. First Johnson and then Strong, but could not convert. Just under 1 minute left in the first quarter. Oakley and a loose ball foul. Hugh Evans says stay right here. It is against Chicago.
Well, Dennis Rodman's man is Buck Williams, but because he stayed in the backcourt, Bill Weddington was caught right in the middle between his man, Charles Oakley, and Buck Williams, and that perfect strike by Charlie Ward to set Buck Williams in for the easy one.
Scottie Pippen upset. Scottie off to a slow start. 1 of 5 from the field and 2 personal fouls.
And the reason why Scottie's upset, first of all, he didn't think he committed a foul, and the guy he was tangled up with, yeah, there it is Larry Johnson. Oakley is a better free throw shooter than Larry Johnson, who's struggling a bit from the line at 68%.
And 0 for 2 tonight.
There it is. As over the years, Larry Johnson, when he was in more of a scoring mode with the Charlotte Hornets, you are getting more free throws. Now that Larry's only taking 9 shots a game from the field, doesn't even get to the line as much as he used to. But where he has really picked it up and helped the Knicks is at the defensive end, and his passing has been sharp.
Jason Caffey has come on for the first time, and he has played well, in particular with the many absences of Dennis Rodman. Brown, Randy Brown, ties the game at 20 with a half minute left in this first quarter. Ward and Starks at the guards. Johnson, Oakley, and Williams up front. Here's Oakley popping it back out. Johnson eluding Rodman. And then stripped. Final seconds of the quarter. Steve Kerr pulls it up. Pippen with the lead for Cappy, broken up by Ward. We're down to 1 3/10 seconds left in the first.
Terrific pass by Scottie Pippen. He had to float it to get it inside to Jason Cappy, but an equally fine defensive play. Charlie Ward not quitting on the play, coming from behind and knocking loose.
Rodman's inbounds to play. That's the end of the first quarter. Fast start by the Bulls, and then they faded. Michael Jordan, 4 of 7 from the field, 9 points. Patrick Ewing has hit 2 of 2. He has 5. The Knicks and the Bulls tied at 20. You are watching the NBA on NBC.
Game of the week.
I'm Ahmad Rashad back at Madison Square Garden, and Marv, you and Matt have been talking about how Michael normally at the beginning of a game sort of steps back and lets the other team, his other teammates do some certain things and really doesn't take charge. Well, he told me earlier that the key to this game was to make sure that the Bulls could withstand the Knicks' initial charge, because it was a big game. It was very exciting here, and they would come out and play it very strong. So Michael coming out being a very assertive and shooting 4 of 7 in the first quarter, unlike he normally does in other games. I'm sure that was the reason for that, trying to keep his team involved in the first quarter. Marv?
All right, Ahmad, and the Bulls got off to the good start. They led 14-5, but over the last 8.5 minutes, the Knicks able to turn it around, outscoring the Bulls 15-6. Chicago shot 9 of 21 from the field in the first quarter, and the Knicks settled down and went 8 of 15. Buck Williams jumping out on the switch on Jordan, who is back on the floor. Rebounded by Oakley.
Well, everybody's going to get a crack at Michael. Allen Houston got the start. Looks like Larry Johnson will play him for a while.
Here's Charlie Ward. So the Knicks take a 22-20 lead.
Phil Jackson saying before the game a couple of big concerns. Of course, always Patrick Ewing with the Knicks, and they don't want him fresh at the end of the game, but he's really concerned about the Knicks bench. People like Charlie Ward, Stark, and also Buck Williams.
Yes, the bench has done the job throughout the season. Open shot for Starks. Yes, it's a 3 for John Starks. And the Knicks now lead 25-20. Bulls going with Kerr, Brown, and Jordan. Jordan is being guarded by Larry Johnson, who occasionally guarded him in the game in Chicago. Foul is called. Foul on Johnson called for the push. That's his first.
Well, the Bulls a little bit slow getting back in transition defense, and everybody getting sucked back into the lane. John Starks wisely pulling up behind that arc to nail the shot. This is the bench of the Knicks. John Starks having an outstanding year, a legitimate candidate for 6th Man of the Year. The rookie John Wallace out of Syracuse has also had some good moments for New York throughout the first 3 quarters of the season.
And the Knicks also got good play out of the rookie from Kentucky, Walter McCarty, the other night against the Boston Celtics. Kerr's pass off the mark. The Chicago Bulls right at the bottom of the rankings in terms of turnovers. The Knicks lead the NBA, better than 18 per game. Chicago committing only 13 a game. That is the second fewest. Only Detroit with less turnovers, and that's the second by Chicago.
The Knicks taking care of the basketball as well with only 3, and it's evident because the Bulls, no fast break points yet, and that's a big key anytime you play Chicago, and only 4 points off their second shot opportunities. They're the 2 key areas Jeff Van Gundy is worried about.
And a foul against the Bulls. It is on Jason Cappy.
And Michael Jordan trying to body up on John Starks, and Jason Cappy trying to